I'm your host, Susanna May O'Hagan, and today we are going to talk about cyberbully and the cyberbully. So, I just got two really rude comments on my stuff. One of them was like nice, the other one was like they were like get a life. And I've had people call me like fat and ugly. And that is cyberbullying. And today we're going to talk about the movie Cyberbully from back in the day. Cyberbully is a teen drama television film that premiered on ABC Family on July 17, 2011. The channel collabed with 17 magazine to make the film. Pilot. Taylor Hillridge is a teen girl living in Indiana with her single mother Chris and younger brother Eric. I am not a fan of her brother at all. That will definitely come up. For her 17th birthday, Chris gives Taylor a laptop. Taylor is thrilled at the prospects of being able to use the internet without the constant supervision of her mother. Meanwhile, Taylor's crush Scott asks her to an upcoming school dance, to which she accepts. While her friend Cheyenne Morterson is happy for her, their other friend Samantha is apprehensive of Scott due to a previous bad experience dating his friend. I do not like Samantha. When Taylor refuses to let Eric use her laptop, he eventually hacks her account on a social media site called Clicksters and posts a content message. Taylor also meets a boy named James on the site, whom she initially interested in, but he posts a status dishonestly asserting that he did stuff with Taylor and that she gave him stuff. These incidents led Taylor to become the victim of bullying by her peers both online and at school, the main instigator of which being popular student Lindsay. Her newfound reputation as I can't say these words, leads her friends to being distant themselves from her, as well as Scott, and inviting her to the dance. Overcome with depression, Taylor posts a video on Clicksters talking about intentions. After viewing the video, Samantha races to Taylor's house and finds her trying to you see those words. I can't say them on here. She is stopped when her first responders and Chris arrives and is subsequently sent to a hospital. Learning of the severity of the harassment Taylor received, Chris confronts the school system and state legislation to prevent others from experiencing cyberbullying as well. At her mother's Be Honest, Taylor attempts a support group for fellow victims of cyberbullying. Also in attendance is Caleb, a gay classmate of hers who was targeted for his sexuality. Despite her initial reluctance, Taylor finds the situation largely helpful. Samantha, ooh girl, no. Samantha later guiltily confesses to Taylor that she was the one who created the James profile in an attempt to protect Taylor from Scott. Much to Taylor's despair, when word spread through the school of this, Samantha becomes a victim of cyberbullying herself. Taylor suggests that Samantha begin attending the support group as well, and the girls rekindle their friendship. Upon returning to school, Taylor and Samantha are harassed by Lindsay in the cafeteria. Samantha urges Taylor to ignore Lindsay's comments, but Taylor refuses, finally reprimanding Lindsay for her cruel behavior in front of the rest of the student body. Other students speak up to voice their own contempt towards Lindsay and celebrate as she storms off in humiliation. Meanwhile, the state legislature passes a bill criminalizing cyberbullying, which is signed into law in honor of Taylor and the victims of bullying. So here is the thing. The brother, what he did was the worst. Like, he's the one who started all of this. I'm not a fan of the brother. The brother only got like a month's detention, but he didn't realize what his actions would really do. And then her friend Samantha. Girl, you are lucky that she even stayed friends with you after what you did to her, because that was just inappropriate and messed up and rude and mean and disgusting. Like, who does that to a friend? Like, saying that your friend did that to you when it never happened. A teenager is subject to a campaign of bullying by classmates through a social network site. See, I always cry during this movie. Some people don't like this movie, probably because it's an older movie and some of the things might have changed by now. A woman tries to help her teenage daughter when she becomes a victim of cyberbullying. 70% on popcorn meter. Here's some reviews. Why didn't she just block the person? You would think that would be the easiest thing to do, but it is not as easy as you would think. Because if people keep saying rude stuff about you online, it gets to you after a while. I've had that happen to me. Like, I think a lot of us have. This movie is pointless. Why drag on for 2 hours about how you are getting bullied online? Just block. Not as easy as you would think. Honestly, love this movie. Every time I watch it, has me in tears every time. It's so accurate to what it's like being bullied in high school in this computer age. Somewhat of a Disney Channel feel to it, but it is so raw. Emily Osment is a fantastic actress for this role. Some of these are like really like new reviews. With Topic, it had the potential to be a better movie, but the plot was unrealistic and dramatic. I took a run watching this movie. The movie would have been liked by a younger audience, but is not appropriate for them. I started watching this movie, and despite my disappointment, I thought it would get better. This was not the case. It gets worse. The concept of the movie is good, but it tries its best, but some plot parts are kind of and don't actually fit so well as advice for real cyberbullying. See, these are older, newer reviews. I wonder if there's any from when the movie came out. Because when the movie came out, this is what they told us to do. This is what they told us we had to do. Here's some older ones. The entire film would have been 10 minutes if Taylor knew how to shut off her computer. A woman tries to help her teenage daughter when she becomes a victim of cyberbullying. Slow beginning at first, but good storyline for early young teens to watch and learn. A real heartbreaking and stands out scene. The acting was okay in the sense of trying to convict the narrative effects of cyberbullying. However, it is very hard to summarize with the main character, for she was nasty and selfish. She was rude towards her friends, who in the end messed with her over, and to the kid in her class. I have personally been bullied, and I think this movie is great, and we need to have more like it. These are from like 2018. This movie is a legitimate pile. This movie was the worst movie I have seen when I was in junior high. All the students in our class despise it. We found the characters stereotypical and so dumb it was funny. This was an absolute hilarious movie. It tells the story of Taylor, who can't block a couple of teenagers online to save her life. This movie is poorly written and acted. See, the thing is, I think at that point, they didn't realize you could block them. I think in 2011, I don't even know if blocking was still a thing. Was it a thing? I actually don't remember. Because in 2011, I was in high school. Yeah. And don't remember blocking. Like, I don't remember they had blocking yet. Because some things happened after. Like, the internet was so new back in the day that there wasn't as many, like, regulations, blocking. There wasn't, like, many rules or how to like deal with the internet. Even though now I know, like, I just delete comments if I don't like them or I block them like most people, but some people didn't know how to do that. Full cast and crew, cyberbully 2011. Yeah, I was still in high school, so this is a really old movie. Taylor, Samantha, Chris, Scott. Yeah. So the thing was, this movie has its, like, it was good for its time, and now it's just not really how you handle this anymore. Like, some things just don't stay up to date. Like, some of the old movies that I watched, I'm like, I used to like this movie, and now I'm like, why did I like this movie? How is this movie even still around? Is this movie even, like, okay to watch anymore? Like, some of the movies that you watch back in the day are just not okay. So you have to watch it with, like, a grain of salt and realize what time period it was set in and made in. Lemon tries to help her teenage star when she becomes the victim of online bullying due to her own brother and friend. Let's be clear on those two factors. Her friend and her brother started it and made it escalate to where it got to the point that she basically could no longer tolerate it. Heating up mac and cheese in the microwave, you'll really are. They were saying this about me as Shu. I had me in tears from eyes. Why is this literally the funniest movie ever made? Her friend is a fake. Yeah, that's for sure. My cousin picked for a sleepover night movie that she forced me to watch, and I watched, and in watch I end up getting slightly interested. This was the latest convincing public announcement I have ever watched. Laziest. Wait, when were these posted though? It doesn't say. Like I said, you have to really pay attention to what year and what, like, why age 14. So it's PG 13. Parents need to know that this movie takes a realistic and thoughtful approach to the issue of online bullying as seen through the eyes of a teen victim. Though the social website at the heart of the story is fictional, it is similar to Facebook, and the likes is implied. So you can draw a real world parallel between the characters' interactions and what your teen finds online. The emotional content touches on issues like, I can't say these words online anymore. So be prepared to discuss these themes as well. There's some strong language, a lot of name calling, both face to face and online, and teens talk about their own experience and their views on other experiences. There are some positive messages about tolerance, standing up to peers pressure, and positive message about tolerance. Yeah, see, when I first watched this movie, I was like, I can't tell if this is a good movie or a bad movie. And now my opinion on the movie is, it's still sad because we still have a lot of cyberbullies and trolls and people who harass people online. So that, but I don't know if it really connects for kids this day and age, because some of the stuff I feel like is a little older. Like, they talk about, you know what, I think they might have had blocking. I don't know. They talk about a few things in the support group that most people might know nowadays. But back then, it was still a new thing. I have mixed feelings towards this movie. Emily Osment does great with the acting for what she is given, and she tries to, like, convey it as best as she was given. And the movie itself is just, it's dated. That's the word I want to use. It is a dated movie. I will be talking about the cyberbully next. which is a completely different movie that I really got. Trying to find the right words. The ending was a little confusing, but also the movie itself was just so bizarre.